Along the western edge of the Indian subcontinent, a breathtaking spectacle unfolds, a colossal chain of mountains, stretching unbroken for over 1,500 kilometers. Here the land rises in a series of ancient undulating ridges, their summits shrouded in a perpetual dance of mist and golden sunlight. These are the Western Ghats, a realm where time itself seems to slow, and the very air is thick with the memory of ages past. Unlike the towering snow-capped Himalayas to the north, the Ghats are older, far older. Their peaks may not pierce the sky, but their bones are ancient, sculpted by the relentless forces of wind, water and time. Known as the Sahyadris, or the Benevolent Mountains, this primordial chain is a living tapestry of green, a sanctuary where the rainforest breathes and flourishes, and every inch is alive with a symphony of colour and sound. Born from the breakup of the supercontinent Gondwana some 150 million years ago, these hills have witnessed the slow march of continents, the rise and fall of primordial forests, and the silent passage of creatures long vanished from the earth. The Western Ghats are a world of perpetual renewal, where monsoon-fed rivers carve deep valleys and waterfalls thunder through emerald jungles, nourishing a web of life found nowhere else. The climate here is a masterwork of contrasts, soaked by torrential rains for months, then bathed in gentle sunlight, creating a lushness that is both wild and delicate. Though the Ghats cover just 6% of India's landmass, they cradle an astonishing 30% of its plant and animal species. Here, life explodes in a riot of forms, towering dipterocarp trees, ancient cycads, and a profusion of orchids and ferns. The canopy above is a living mosaic where hornbills glide between fruit-laden branches and sunbirds flit among the blossoms, while below, the forest floor is a hidden world of fungi, insects, and secretive mammals. From the mist-wreathed summits, where clouds swirl and condense, to the sun-dappled depths of the rainforest, every layer of the Ghats pulses with life and mystery. The air vibrates with the hum of cicadas and the calls of unseen birds. Underfoot, the soil teems with beetles, ants and earthworms, each playing their part in the endless cycle of decay and renewal. Here ancient fig trees send their roots snaking over boulders, and every surface is cloaked in a living tapestry of mosses, lichens and epiphytes, thriving in the perpetual damp. To journey into the heart of the Western Ghats is to step into a world where the ancient and the living are inseparable, where every stone and leaf tells a story written over millions of years. The monsoon is the great sculptor here, its rains drenching the land, feeding rivers that cut through rock and soil, shaping valleys and exposing the ancient bones of the earth. In these forests, giants roam, herds of wild elephants moving silently through the undergrowth, Nilgiri tar scaling rocky slopes, and the elusive lion-tailed macaque, its silver mane flashing in the shadows. The Ghats are a haven for the rare and the remarkable. Tree frogs with jewel-bright skin, butterflies that shimmer like living gems, and secretive civets slipping through the twilight. Yet this abundance is fragile. Many of these species exist nowhere else, their survival bound to the fate of these ancient forests. The Western Ghats are more than a mountain range. They are a living library of evolutionary history, their rocks and fossils preserving the memory of vanished worlds. Their rivers, born in the high forests, wind through tangled valleys, sustaining a mosaic of ecosystems and nurturing life in forms both familiar and strange. But this ancient world is under threat. The encroachment of the modern age gnaws at its edges, fragmenting habitats and imperiling the delicate balance that has endured for millennia. The fate of the Western Ghats hangs in the balance, a testament to nature's resilience, but also a call to recognize the irreplaceable value of this living treasure. The story of the Western Ghats is a hymn to the wild, a reminder of the beauty, complexity and fragility of our natural world, and the silent majesty of mountains that have watched over life's unfolding drama for untold ages. The Western Ghats, a majestic mountain range stretching over 1,600 kilometres along the western edge of southern India, are the very backbone of the region's geography and climate. Rising abruptly from the coastal plains, these ancient mountains form a continuous, formidable wall that profoundly shapes the land and weather around them. Running parallel to the Arabian Sea, the Ghats intercept moisture-laden winds, creating a dramatic division between the lush western slopes and the drier interior. Each year, from June to September, the southwest monsoon sweeps in from the ocean. As these winds encounter the steep slopes, they are forced upwards, cooling rapidly and condensing into dense, brooding clouds. The result is a spectacular release of rain, with some areas receiving over 4 meters annually. The rainfall is not uniform, however. It varies dramatically with altitude, slope orientation and local topography, giving rise to a mosaic of microclimates. The western slopes, cloaked in dense evergreen forests, are drenched by relentless monsoon downpours. Here the air is thick with mist, and the forest floor is a tapestry of mosses, ferns and epiphytes thriving in the perpetual damp. The deluge transforms gentle streams into roaring waterfalls, and the landscape pulses with life, bathed in a vibrant, shimmering green. In the highest reaches, cloud forests emerge, shrouded in fog and home to unique assemblages of plants and animals. Yet just beyond the crest, the world changes abruptly. The eastern slopes descend into the Deccan Plateau, where the rain-shadow effect takes hold. Here, rainfall drops to a fraction of that on the western side, and the landscape shifts to dry, deciduous forests and scrublands, with stunted trees and open grasslands. The monsoon clouds, having surrendered most of their moisture to the mountains, drift eastward, thin and spent, leaving the plateau parched for much of the year. This stark rain gradient creates a sharp ecological boundary, with lush rainforests on one side and arid woodlands on the other, each supporting distinct communities of life. The contrast is so pronounced that in some places one can witness the transition from dripping rainforest to sun-baked scrubland within a matter of kilometres. The Ghats act as a climatic divide, orchestrating the distribution of rainfall and creating a patchwork of weather patterns and ecological zones. The immense rainfall on the western slopes gives birth to countless streams and rivers which carve deep valleys and gorges as they rush toward the plains. Many of southern India's great rivers, including the Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, originate in the misty highlands of the Ghats, their headwaters fed by the perpetual rains and hidden springs. These rivers flow eastward, cutting through the plateau and nourishing a chain of wetlands, forests and grasslands along their journey to the distant sea. The Ghats are also home to a labyrinth of microhabitats, ephemeral pools, marshes and seeps, each with its own unique climate and community of life, shaped by subtle variations in rainfall, sunlight and soil. At higher elevations, the shola grassland mosaic dominates, with cool, misty valleys harbouring ancient stunted forests surrounded by rolling grasslands. These pockets are often cooler and wetter than the surrounding slopes, creating refuges for rare and endemic species. The peaks themselves, though not as towering as the Himalayas, rise to impressive heights, with Mount Anamudi standing as the highest point south of the Himalayas at nearly 2,700 metres. These summits are often cloaked in swirling mists and battered by fierce winds, creating harsh, isolated environments where only the hardiest life can persist. The high-altitude shola forests and grasslands are ecological islands harbouring species found nowhere else on Earth, their existence tied to the cool, moist microclimates of the mountain tops. From the rain-soaked lowland forests to the wind-swept peaks, The Western Ghats are a tapestry of ecological zones and microclimates. This extraordinary diversity of habitats, shaped by the interplay of mountains, monsoon and altitude, has made the Ghats one of the world's great centres of evolution and endemism, a living laboratory where countless species have adapted to the ever-changing rhythms of mountain weather. Among the many inhabitants of the Western Ghats, one stands out for its immense size and profound impact on the environment: the Asian elephant. These magnificent animals are the largest land mammals in Asia, and the Western Ghats provide a sanctuary for thriving herds that roam the dense, ancient forests. Asian elephants are not merely residents of the jungle, they are its architects, shaping the very landscape as they move through the undergrowth. Their daily lives are a continuous interaction with their environment. Elephants travel in matriarchal herds, led by the oldest and most experienced female, who guides the group through the intricate network of forest paths, riverbanks and valleys. An adult elephant must consume over 130 kilograms of vegetation every single day. Their diet is incredibly varied, including grasses, leaves, bark, roots and wild fruits. In their search for food, they pull down branches, strip bark from trees and push over small trees, creating gaps in the thick canopy. These actions allow precious sunlight to reach the forest floor, encouraging the growth of new plants and creating habitats for countless smaller creatures. The forest is constantly renewed in the wake of the elephant's passage. Elephants are highly social animals, communicating through a range of vocalizations, body language, and even seismic signals transmitted through the ground. Their social bonds are strong, with herds displaying remarkable cooperation and care for calves and weaker members. The matriarch's wisdom is vital for the herd's survival. She remembers the locations of water sources, salt licks, and the best feeding grounds, knowledge passed down through generations. Elephants follow ancient migration routes that wind through the mountains and valleys of the Western Ghats. These journeys are essential for the dispersal of seeds and the maintenance of the forest's genetic diversity. As they travel, elephants feed on a variety of fruits. Many tree species rely on elephants to eat their fruit and deposit the seeds encased in a ready-made pile of fertilizer, far from the parent tree. This process ensures the continued regeneration of the forest as seeds are spread across vast distances, giving rise to new life in places that might otherwise remain barren. The habitat of the Asian elephant in the Western Ghats is a mosaic of dense evergreen forests, moist deciduous woodlands and open grasslands. Elephants are adept at navigating these varied landscapes, using their trunks to sense, touch and manipulate their environment. Water is central to their lives. Elephants are often found bathing in forest streams, drinking at hidden waterholes, or wallowing in mud to cool their massive bodies and protect their skin from insects. The daily rhythms of the herd are dictated by the search for food and water, the care of calves, and the maintenance of social bonds. Calves are nurtured by the entire herd, learning essential skills through play and observation. Young elephants are playful and curious, often seen exploring their surroundings, learning to use their trunks and mimicking the adults. These early years are crucial for developing the skills needed to survive in the wild. The ecological role of the Asian elephant in the Western Ghats cannot be overstated. By opening up the forest, dispersing seeds and creating new habitats, they maintain the health and diversity of this ancient ecosystem. In the quiet hours of dawn and dusk, herds move silently through the misty forests, their presence a vital force in the ongoing story of the Western Ghats. The Asian elephant is not just a symbol of the wild. It is the living heartbeat of the jungle, a keystone species whose existence ensures the survival of countless others. As long as the elephants roam these benevolent mountains, the forests of the Western Ghats will continue to thrive, renewed by the gentle giants who have shaped them for millennia. Deep within the emerald labyrinth of the Western Ghats, the jungle pulses with life, a living tapestry where every shadow and whisper tells a story of survival. Here the ancient forest is both sanctuary and battleground, and at its apex, two legendary predators reign supreme. In the shifting mosaic of sunlight and shadow, the Bengal tiger glides silently, its orange and black stripes dissolving into the undergrowth. The Western Ghats cradle these magnificent cats, offering dense cover and abundant prey, making this region one of their last strongholds. The thick forests and tangled river valleys provide a vital refuge, supporting nearly 10% of the world's wild tigers. Here, every paw print in the mud is a testament to the delicate balance between predator and prey. Solitary by nature, the tiger is a master of stealth. It moves with a grace that belies its power, each step calculated, each muscle coiled in anticipation. The jungle muffles its presence, allowing it to vanish and reappear like a phantom. For a tigress raising her cubs, the stakes are even higher. She must teach them the secrets of the forest, how to stalk, how to wait, how to strike. Most hunts end in failure, but each attempt hones the skills that will one day make her cubs rulers of their own territories. When the moment comes, the tiger's patience transforms into explosive action. With a sudden burst, it can reach speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour, closing the distance in a heartbeat. Its camouflage, patience, and raw power are the tools of a perfect ambush predator. Yet beneath the tangled roots and fallen leaves, another hunter weaves its way through the shadows, the king cobra, silent and sinuous, a sovereign of the undergrowth. The king cobra, the world's longest venomous snake, glides through the forest with regal confidence. Its hood flares in warning, a signal to all that this is a creature not to be trifled with. Growing to over 5 meters, the king cobra is a specialist among hunters. Its diet is almost exclusively other snakes, including venomous species, making it both predator and regulator within the jungle's complex web. The king cobra hunts not by sight but by taste and smell. Its forked tongue flicks constantly, sampling the air for chemical trails left by potential prey. These scent particles are delivered to a specialized organ in the roof of its mouth, guiding the snake with uncanny precision. When it strikes, the king cobra delivers a potent neurotoxic venom, enough to bring down even the largest of adversaries. Its fangs are weapons of evolutionary perfection, and its reputation as the king of snakes is well earned. In this ancient forest, the tiger and the king cobra rarely cross paths, yet their presence shapes the world around them. Each is a keystone, influencing the lives of countless other creatures. The tiger's prey, deer, wild boar, and even the occasional monkey, move with caution, ever alert to the silent hunter. The king cobra's quarry, from rat snakes to pit vipers, slither through the leaf litter, wary of the unseen danger that stalks them. The health of the forest is reflected in the abundance of its wildlife. Every rustle in the undergrowth, every distant call, is part of a delicate balance maintained by these apex predators. Both tiger and cobra require vast, unbroken territories. The tiger's range may stretch for dozens of kilometers, while the king cobra's domain winds through the tangled roots and streams, each seeking food, shelter, and the space to thrive. To protect these magnificent hunters is to safeguard the entire web of life in the Western Ghats. From the smallest insects to the largest herbivores, every creature plays a role in this ancient, ever-evolving drama, a testament to the wild heart of India's jungle realms. High above the forest floor, a vibrant and bustling world thrives in the sunlit canopy of the Western Ghats. Here, the air is thick with the sounds of life, and every branch is a stage for remarkable displays of agility, colour, and survival. This is the domain of acrobats and specialists, creatures perfectly adapted to a life lived among the branches. The canopy is a labyrinth of twisting limbs and leafy platforms where only the most agile and resourceful can thrive. Among the most remarkable inhabitants is the lion-tailed macaque, the rarest macaque in the world. These elusive primates move with silent precision, their keen eyes ever watchful for both food and danger. With its striking silver-white mane framing a dark, expressive face and a tail tipped with a tuft reminiscent of a lion's, this monkey is a true jungle specialist. The mane not only distinguishes it visually but may also play a role in social interactions within the troop. Lion-tailed macaques spend nearly their entire lives in the treetops, rarely venturing to the forest floor. Their strong limbs and prehensile feet allow them to leap effortlessly between branches, navigating the upper canopy with unmatched skill. Their diet is as varied as the forest itself. Fruits, seeds, flowers, tender shoots, insects, and even the occasional bird's egg. The abundance of food in the canopy sustains them, and their foraging helps shape the very structure of the forest. Their expandable cheek pouches are a marvel of adaptation, allowing them to quickly gather and store food before retreating to a safe perch to eat. This behavior reduces the time spent exposed to predators and competition. Sharing this lofty realm is another extraordinary creature, the Malabar giant squirrel. With its keen senses and powerful limbs, it is a master of the treetop highways. The Malabar giant squirrel is the world's largest squirrel species, a brilliantly coloured animal that can grow up to 1/2 metre long from nose to tail. Its fur, a patchwork of maroon, cream and black, blends seamlessly with the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves. Weighing up to 3 kilograms, it leaps with astonishing agility from branch to branch, its long, bushy tail acting as a counterbalance and rudder. These leaps can span several meters, a testament to its strength and coordination. Unlike their smaller cousins who hoard nuts on the ground, these giants construct large, leafy nests high in the branches. These nests, woven from twigs and leaves, provide shelter and safety from most ground-dwelling predators. Their vibrant coats, though striking, serve as effective camouflage in the shifting light and shadow of the canopy. The maroon and cream hues break up their outline, making them a beautiful but often elusive sight among the leaves. The canopy is also alive with the calls and colours of a spectacular diversity of bird life. Birds of every size and hue flit between branches, each species filling a unique niche in this complex ecosystem. Brahminy kites soar on the thermals above the trees, their sharp eyes scanning for prey below. These raptors are both hunters and scavengers, playing a vital role in maintaining the balance of the forest. Flocks of egrets patrol the winding waterways that snake through the forest, their white plumage a stark contrast against the deep green. They feed on fish, amphibians and insects, helping to regulate aquatic populations. Hornbills, with their enormous and colourful casques, are the forest's great seed dispersers. As they feast on large fruits, they carry seeds far from the parent tree, ensuring the next generation of giants can take root. The air is filled with a constant symphony of chirps, whistles and songs from hundreds of species. Many of these birds are endemic, found nowhere else on Earth, their unique calls echoing through the ancient trees. Mixed flocks move through the canopy, each bird alert to the movements of others. Some species forage together, taking advantage of the safety in numbers and the different foods each prefers. Life in the canopy is a delicate dance of interdependence. Monkeys, squirrels and birds share this space, each influencing the lives of the others in subtle and profound ways. As monkeys and squirrels feast on fruit, They inadvertently scatter seeds across the forest, aiding in the regeneration and spread of countless tree species. Birds, meanwhile, pollinate flowers and keep insect populations in check, ensuring the health and productivity of the forest. Every creature, from the largest primate to the tiniest insect, plays a vital role in the health and vitality of this treetop ecosystem. Their interactions weave a web of life that sustains the forest as a whole. The sheer density and variety of life in the canopy is a direct result of the forest's age and stability. Over millions of years, these relationships have evolved, creating a living tapestry of interdependence. This complex, multi-layered world has taken eons to evolve. Its preservation is essential for the countless species that call the high branches of the Western Ghats their home, a sanctuary of life, balance, and wonder. Deep beneath the ancient, rain-soaked soils of the Western Ghats, a remarkable creature lives a life almost entirely hidden from the world above. The Indian purple frog, or pig-nosed frog, is one of the planet's most mysterious amphibians, perfectly adapted to a secretive subterranean existence. This living fossil is the last survivor of an ancient lineage that once shared the Earth with dinosaurs. Its evolutionary roots stretch back over 120 million years, and its closest relatives now live thousands of kilometers away on the Seychelles Islands, evidence of a time when India, Madagascar and the Seychelles were joined as part of the supercontinent Gondwana. The purple frog's habitat is a world of perpetual dampness and darkness. The forest floor here is thick with leaf litter, moss and decaying wood, and the soil is rich, loose and moist, ideal for a creature that spends nearly its entire life underground. The purple frog's body is uniquely suited to this hidden lifestyle. Its skin is a deep purplish grey, often slick with moisture, and its body is bloated and rounded, with a tiny pointed head and a distinctive pig-like snout. Its eyes are small and set close to the top of its head, allowing it to remain mostly buried while still sensing the world above. Its limbs are short, muscular and tipped with hardened, spade-like projections. These specialized limbs allow the frog to dig efficiently through the soft, wet earth, creating intricate burrows where it spends the vast majority of its life. For nearly 50 weeks each year, the purple frog remains deep underground, shielded from predators and the harshness of the outside world. Its metabolism slows, and it survives in a state of near dormancy, emerging only for a brief window during the monsoon. The arrival of the monsoon transforms the forest. Torrential rains flood the streams and saturate the soil, and it is this deluge that draws the purple frogs to the surface. Males begin to call from beneath the leaf litter, their deep, resonant croaks echoing through the sodden earth. Guided by these calls, females make their way to temporary pools and swollen streams. Here, in the brief window provided by the rains, the frogs mate and lay their eggs in the water. The eggs hatch into tadpoles that are marvels of adaptation, equipped with sucker-like mouths that allow them to cling to rocks and graze on algae, even in the swiftest currents. As soon as the breeding season ends, the adult frogs vanish once more, burrowing back into the earth. The tadpoles, meanwhile, continue their development in the streams, eventually transforming into young frogs that will also retreat underground. The purple frog's diet is as specialized as its lifestyle. It feeds almost exclusively on termites and ants, using its long, fluted tongue to lap up these insects from within their subterranean tunnels. This diet is perfectly suited to its underground world, where such prey is abundant. The purple frog is a symbol of the Western Ghats' extraordinary biodiversity and evolutionary history. Its survival depends entirely on the preservation of its unique habitat, undisturbed, moist forest soils and clean seasonal streams. In these ancient rain-drenched mountains, the purple frog continues its secretive existence, a living relic of a lost world, perfectly adapted to a life beneath the surface and a testament to the enduring mysteries of the Western Ghats. For millennia, the Western Ghats have been a living tapestry of coexistence, not only among humans, but among countless animal species whose lives are woven together in intricate natural rituals. In these ancient forests, herds of wild elephants carve silent paths through the undergrowth, their movements opening up clearings that become vital feeding grounds for deer, wild boar, and a host of smaller creatures. Packs of dholes, the elusive wild dogs of the Ghats, coordinate with remarkable precision, their hunts shaping the behaviour and migration of prey species like sambar and chital, while peacocks perform their own ritual displays in the safety of open glades. High in the canopy, Malabar giant squirrels share fruit-laden branches with birds and insects, while butterflies gather in vibrant clouds at stream banks, and frogs raise their voices in a nightly chorus that signals the coming of the rains. Along the rivers, otters play and hunt in family groups, kingfishers flash blue as they dive for fish, and turtles bask in the sun, each species following ancient rhythms that sustain the web of life. Even the smallest creatures participate in these natural rituals. Ants farm aphids for honeydew, bees pollinate wildflowers, and lichens form partnerships with trees, each relationship a testament to the power of cooperation. The monsoon itself is a grand ritual, drenching the land and awakening dormant seeds, while mist and sunlight dance through the trees, marking the passage of seasons and the cycles of renewal. In the meadows, wild gar graze peacefully beside spotted deer, while macaques groom one another in social rituals, and clever drongos follow the herds, snatching up insects stirred from the grass. Hornbills nest in the hollows of ancient trees, their breeding timed to the fruiting of figs, which in turn draws flocks of birds and mammals, while cicadas emerge in synchrony, filling the dusk with their collective song. Beneath the surface, mycorrhizal fungi form vast networks with tree roots, exchanging nutrients in silent partnership, while insects and ants engineer the forest floor, recycling life and death into fertile soil. As night falls, leopards prowl the shadows, civet cats forage for fruit, and owls glide silently overhead, each species playing its part in the nocturnal ballet of the Ghats. These natural rituals and interspecies relationships are the true culture of the Western Ghats, a living, breathing symphony of coexistence where every creature, great and small, is both participant and beneficiary. In this ancient realm, the wisdom of coexistence is written not in words, but in the daily and seasonal rhythms of the wild, a testament to the enduring harmony of life in the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats, a sanctuary of ancient forests and unique life forms, now face mounting environmental pressures that threaten their delicate balance. Beyond the visible loss of habitat, the region is under siege from forces that are less obvious, yet equally destructive. For millennia, these mountains were draped in a continuous blanket of primeval forest, sheltering a web of life found nowhere else on Earth. But today the integrity of these forests is threatened not only by fragmentation, but by the silent advance of invasive species. Invasive plants like lantana and eupatorium have spread relentlessly, choking out native vegetation and altering the very structure of the forest floor. Non-native insects and animals introduced by natural means or by accident disrupt the fragile food webs, outcompeting or preying upon indigenous species. Climate change is another invisible force reshaping the Western Ghats. Rising temperatures and shifting rainfall patterns are placing immense stress on both plants and animals. Once reliable monsoon rains have become erratic, leading to prolonged droughts that parch the land and threaten the survival of moisture-dependent species. When the rains do arrive, they can be intense and destructive, triggering landslides and flash floods that reshape the landscape in an instant. These natural disasters can devastate fragile populations, washing away eggs, seedlings and soil, and leaving behind scars that take decades to heal. Shifts in temperature and humidity also confuse the natural rhythms of life, disrupting breeding cycles, migration patterns, and the delicate timing of flowering and fruiting. Emerging diseases, often exacerbated by changing climate, threaten amphibians and other sensitive species, pushing some to the brink of extinction. Wildfires, once rare in these moist forests, are becoming more frequent and severe, fueled by drier conditions and the spread of flammable invasive plants. The Western Ghats' unique microclimates, shaped by centuries of stable weather, are now in flux, challenging the survival of species adapted to narrow ecological niches. Even the rarest plants and insects evolved for the Ghats-specific conditions now face an uncertain future as their habitats change faster than they can adapt. Fierce storms and cyclones, once infrequent, now batter the mountains with increasing regularity, toppling ancient trees and altering the forest canopy. The balance that has sustained the Western Ghats for millennia is now teetering, threatened by forces both subtle and dramatic. Invasive species, climate change, and natural disasters combine to create a perfect storm, unraveling the intricate web of life in this ancient mountain realm. The Benevolent Mountains, shaped by time and nature, now stand at a crossroads, facing environmental pressures that will determine their fate for centuries to come. The Western Ghats are a treasure of immense value, not just for India, but for the entire world. Yet their future is not solely shaped by human hands. Nature itself holds the power of renewal, adaptation, and transformation. Within these ancient forests, evolution continues its patient work. Species adapt to shifting climates, new niches emerge, and the DNA of countless organisms records the ongoing story of survival and change. The great herds of elephants, the secretive purple frog, and myriad other creatures are not static. They are participants in a dynamic process. As the environment shifts, so too do their behaviors, ranges, and relationships, demonstrating the remarkable resilience of life. The mountains themselves, shaped by eons of wind and rain, stand as silent witnesses to cycles of disturbance and renewal. Fire, flood, and drought have all played their part in sculpting these ecosystems, setting the stage for ecological succession. In the aftermath of natural disturbances, new life takes root. Pioneer species colonize open spaces, followed by waves of shrubs, trees, and the return of complex forest communities. This process of succession ensures that the Ghats are always in a state of becoming, never truly static. The lion-tailed macaque and Nilgiri tahr, along with countless other species, continually adjust to subtle changes in their habitats. Some may shift their ranges upslope as temperatures rise, while others develop new strategies for finding food or shelter. Amphibians and reptiles, sensitive to moisture and temperature, are often the first to respond to environmental shifts. Their adaptability is a testament to the evolutionary ingenuity that has flourished here for millions of years. Apex predators like the tiger and king cobra play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. As prey populations fluctuate and habitats change, these predators adjust their territories and hunting patterns, ensuring the continued health of the ecosystem. The forests themselves are resilient. Even after storms or landslides, seeds lying dormant in the soil spring to life, and the canopy gradually knits itself together once more. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, plays a part in this ongoing renewal. Their interactions weave the fabric of the food web, supporting the cycles of growth, decay, and rebirth. Over generations, the food web adapts to new conditions, with some species declining and others rising to prominence, ensuring the ecosystem's integrity endures. The monsoon rains, captured by the Ghats, continue to shape the land, carving rivers and nourishing the forests. Water cycles persist, sustaining life through abundance and scarcity alike. The purity and regularity of these water flows depend on the health of the forests, which in turn are maintained by the intricate dance of natural processes. When disturbances occur, such as landslides or tree falls, the land is reshaped. But nature's resilience allows for recovery. Over time, vegetation stabilizes the soil and life returns in new forms. Silt may cloud the rivers for a time, but as forests regrow, the balance is restored and clear waters flow once more. The climate, too, is in constant flux. The Ghats have weathered countless cycles of wet and dry, adapting to each new challenge with remarkable tenacity. After every hardship, life finds a way. New generations of plants and animals emerge, each better suited to the world they inherit. The Western Ghats are a living chronicle of adaptation and resilience. Their future, shaped by natural forces, will continue to unfold in cycles of loss and renewal, challenge and triumph. As dawn breaks over the mountains, the forests awaken, testament to the enduring power of nature's creativity and the promise of new beginnings. In the heart of the Ghats, the story of life continues, ever evolving, ever adapting, and forever resilient. Beneath the towering trees and dense undergrowth of the Western Ghats, a bustling world thrives in miniature. Here, rainforest insects are the hidden architects, countless in number, astonishing in diversity, and vital to the life of the forest. Leafcutter ants march in endless lines, carving precise arcs through foliage and carrying fragments many times their own weight. Deep within the soil, their underground cities nurture fungal gardens, sustaining the colony and recycling organic matter into the earth. In the dappled light, jewel-toned beetles scuttle across bark and leaf, their iridescent shells glinting like living gems. Some, like the longhorn beetle, bore into wood, breaking down dead trees and returning nutrients to the forest floor. Others, such as dung beetles, roll their precious cargo, cleaning up waste and fertilizing the soil as they go. Butterflies and moths drift through the canopy, their wings painted in patterns that mimic leaves, bark, or even the eyes of predators. These masterful disguises help them evade hungry birds and lizards, while their proboscises pollinate countless flowers, ensuring the next generation of rainforest plants. Hidden among the leaves, assassin bugs and praying mantises lie in wait, their bodies camouflaged to match their surroundings. They are patient hunters, keeping populations of other insects in balance and contributing to the intricate web of life. Termites, tiny yet tireless, build towering mounds from mud and saliva. Inside, their colonies break down tough plant fibers, transforming dead wood into rich soil and creating habitats for other creatures. Even the forest's smallest residents, springtails, ants and tiny wasps, play essential roles. They decompose fallen leaves, disperse seeds, and control pests, their endless industry quietly sustaining the ecosystem. In this shadowy, teeming world, every insect is both predator and prey, builder and recycler, pollinator and food source. Their interactions form the foundation of the rainforest, supporting the plants and animals that depend on the Ghats for survival. As the sun sets and the forest hums with life, the rainforest insects of the Western Ghats reveal their true importance, silent stewards of renewal, unseen yet indispensable, weaving the living tapestry of this ancient land. In the heart of the Western Ghats, where sunlight filters through a thick emerald canopy, a unique botanical world unfolds. The mountains are home to thousands of plant species found nowhere else on Earth, each one a testament to survival, adaptation, and silent resilience. Towering above the undergrowth, the mighty dipterocarp trees stretch skyward, their buttressed roots anchoring them firmly into the rocky soil. These ancient giants form the backbone of the rainforest, their broad leaves capturing sunlight and creating a cool, moist microclimate beneath. Here the rare agathia tree quietly thrives, its seeds germinating only in the undisturbed shade, ensuring the forest's continuity. Beneath the canopy, the understory is alive with endemic shrubs and small trees. The wild nutmeg, with its glossy leaves and bright red arils, provides food for birds and mammals, while its fallen fruit enriches the soil. The mysterious impatiens, known locally as touch-me-nots, dot the forest floor with bursts of pink and orange, their seeds launched explosively at the slightest touch, an ingenious strategy for dispersal in a crowded landscape. Vines and lianas twist and spiral upwards, reaching for sunlight. The rare Cheropygia, a master of mimicry, dangles intricate lantern-shaped flowers that lure pollinators with the promise of shelter. Epiphytes, orchids and ferns cling to moss-laden branches, drawing moisture from the air and transforming tree trunks into vertical gardens. The forest is a living laboratory of adaptation. Some plants, like the carnivorous Nepenthes pitcher, have evolved to trap unsuspecting insects, supplementing their diet in nutrient-poor soils. Others, such as the ancient cycads, bear tough, armoured leaves to withstand grazing and drought. Through monsoon deluge and dry season drought, these endemic plants orchestrate the rhythm of life in the Ghats. Their roots bind the soil, preventing erosion during torrential rains. Their leaves breathe out oxygen and filter the air. When they bloom, they signal the arrival of fruit and nectar, synchronizing with the cycles of birds, bats, and insects. No human foot disturbs this green sanctuary. Here the endemic flora of the Western Ghats stand as guardians of balance and diversity, shaping the landscape and nurturing the countless creatures that call this ancient mountain range home. Hidden beneath the dense canopy, the Western Ghats pulse with the rhythmic music of water. Here, countless streams weave through mossy roots and ancient stones, converging into crystal-clear waterfalls that cascade down rugged cliffs. These waterways, born from the monsoon's generous rains, carve deep gorges and nourish the land as they journey from mountain to plain. The waterfalls, some plunging hundreds of feet, create cool, mist-laden microhabitats. Their spray nurtures ferns, mosses and delicate orchids which cling to slick rocks in vibrant green mats. In shaded pools at the base, tadpoles dart between pebbles and tiny fish shimmer in the filtered sunlight, their lives intertwined with the water's gentle flow. Each stream is a corridor of life, a haven for aquatic insects, freshwater crabs, and rare amphibians like the Malabar torrent frog, whose call echoes through the spray. Kingfishers and wagtails flit above the rushing water, while dragonflies dance in the humid air, their wings catching iridescent glints of light. These waterways do more than sustain life, they sculpt the very landscape. Their ceaseless flow prevents soil erosion, replenishes underground aquifers, and transports nutrients across the forest floor. During the monsoon, swollen streams bring new life, scattering seeds and nourishing distant roots. In the dry season, shaded pools become lifelines for countless creatures, holding the promise of survival. In the timeless embrace of water and stone, the Ghats waterfalls and streams quietly shape the destiny of the forest. They are the veins of life, hidden, vital, and endlessly renewing the wild heart of these ancient mountains. As dusk descends over the Western Ghats, a quiet transformation unfolds beneath the darkening canopy. The forest, once alive with sunlight and birdsong, now hums with a different kind of energy. In the inky shadows, ancient rhythms awaken. This is the secret world of the Nocturnal. High above, a mottled brown owl glides silently between the branches, its wide eyes glowing amber in the faint moonlight. With a turn of its head, it listens for the faintest rustle below. Every feather is adapted for stealth, allowing it to swoop down on unsuspecting prey without a whisper of sound. Among the tangled vines, bats emerge in swirling clouds. Their wings beat in erratic patterns as they weave through the understory, guided by the invisible pulses of echolocation. Some feast on ripe fruits, dispersing seeds across the forest, while others hunt for insects in mid-air, their agile flight a testament to millions of years of adaptation. Closer to the forest floor, the night comes alive with flickering movement. Giant forest crickets and luminous beetles begin their nightly chorus, filling the air with a symphony of clicks and chirps. Moths, adorned in intricate patterns, flutter towards the sweet scent of night-blooming flowers, playing a crucial role in pollination. On a mossy branch, a slender gecko emerges, its skin blending seamlessly with the bark. It stalks a congregation of ants drawn by the nectar of a blooming orchid. Meanwhile, the elusive flying squirrel launches itself from tree to tree, its outstretched membrane catching the air like a living parachute. In this nocturnal realm, every creature is finely tuned to the darkness. Sensitive eyes, acute hearing, and silent movements are the keys to survival. Here, light is a rare currency and shadows are allies. The night in the Ghats is not a time of rest, but a vibrant, hidden tapestry of life, where the ancient forest reveals another side of its wild, enduring spirit. As dawn's first light filters through the dense canopy, an unseen world quietly orchestrates the cycle of life beneath the forest floor. Here, in the cool, damp shadows, fungi and decomposers take centre stage, nature's silent recyclers tirelessly at work. Clusters of vibrant mushrooms push through decaying leaves, their caps painted in hues of crimson, gold and ghostly white. Each species, be it the delicate cup fungi clinging to fallen logs or the towering bracket fungi fanning out from ancient trunks, plays a unique role in breaking down organic matter. Hyphae, the thread-like roots of fungi, weave intricate networks through the soil, releasing powerful enzymes that dissolve wood, leaves, and even animal remains. This invisible web transforms death into nourishment, returning vital nutrients to the earth and fueling the forest's renewal. Among the leaf litter, armies of beetles, millipedes, and earthworms join the feast. They shred, chew, and tunnel, further fragmenting the debris for fungi and bacteria to finish the job. Some, like the luminous glowworms, add a touch of magic to the twilight, their gentle light a signal in the perpetual twilight beneath the trees. From the tiniest springtail to the sprawling mycelial mats that span meters underground, these decomposers form the backbone of the Ghats ecosystem. They ensure that nothing is wasted, that every fallen leaf and lost branch becomes the foundation for new life. Without their tireless labour, the forest would choke on its own abundance. In this world of perpetual decay and renewal, the fungi and decomposers are unsung architects, maintaining balance, nurturing growth, and sustaining the endless cycle that defines the Western Ghats. Long before the first root split the earth, or the earliest creature stirred in the undergrowth, the Western Ghats were already ancient. Their story begins over 150 million years ago, when molten rock surged from the planet's core, shaping the land with fire and force. As continents drifted and collided, colossal pressures folded the Earth's crust, giving rise to these rugged, sinuous mountains, a backbone stretching along the western edge of India. Today the Ghats stand as silent sentinels of deep time. Their slopes are carved from basalt, granite and gneiss, each layer a chapter in the planet's long history. Weathered by wind, rain and the slow dance of erosion, these rocks have formed steep escarpments, rolling plateaus and hidden valleys. Waterfalls plunge from sheer cliffs, tracing ancient fault lines, while boulders rest where time and gravity have delivered them. This varied geology is the foundation upon which the Ghats' remarkable biodiversity flourishes. Soils, rich or thin, acidic or alkaline, nurture different worlds on each slope and summit. In some places, laterite caps create open grasslands dotted with wildflowers. Elsewhere, deep, dark earth supports towering rainforests. Unique rock pools and crevices become microhabitats for frogs, ferns and insects found nowhere else on Earth. The enduring stones of the Ghats shape the flow of water, the composition of air, and the rhythm of sunlight and shade. Over millennia, they have guided the evolution of life, offering shelter, nutrients, and stability. Every ridge and ravine tells a tale of ancient upheaval and patient transformation, a reminder that the Western Ghats are more than a haven for life. They are a living monument to the power and artistry of the planet itself.